It's out here again, man. We walking. We walking. We probably gonna get under some shade today because it's super hot today. Let me show y'all a little loop-de-loop what we got going on out here. Yeah, yeah, man. Getting out here to get some exercise, getting loose, help my body out in any way of capacity I can. So in this video, man, we gonna talk about things I learned in my marriage, and it's kind of a part two because a lot of this stuff that you're gonna have to start thinking about, like if you want to be married, you're gonna have to think about this stuff while you single. Because when it's time, like when you get married and it's go time, it's gonna be hard trying to catch up about stuff you should have already known about yourself or known how to cope. You're gonna have to already have this stuff figured out before you go into marriage. So might be a wise time if you single and you want marriage for your life to go ahead and get good at stuff like this. Because what I learned about young people, but I ain't gonna say we here. I'm 44 years old, man. I'm an unc now. So when I see the younger generation, I see how y'all talk to one another. And I say, oh, I know that don't speak well in relationships. The biggest thing that I learned about this portion of my marriage was my tongue and watching what I said in good times and bad times. My tongue, that was the biggest thing I had to learn, to not to speak ill of my wife in good times, even in bad times. When you having these disagreements that you're gonna have in marriage, it's just going to happen. You're gonna have disagreement. But if you are both respectful during the conversation, you don't curse one another, you don't get elevated levels, voices, and both of y'all get a general understanding at the end of the conversation, man, look, what you say to somebody when you having a disagreement, but they don't forget that. Sure don't. My wife, man, she will go back to the day you said something that was out of line. She whooped it right here. I don't like the way you said that. Thing is, me and my wife, we got into a little honesty thing where we was like, look, we have a problem with one another. We ain't gonna let it fester. If I said something that offended you, come on, let me know. Don't just be around me like, you know how women be. Well, no, don't do that. Tell me, let me know, and then I can correct the problem. I can't the problem you jerking your neck around here all day. I don't care that you jerking your neck. That's little girl stuff. Come talk to me. And so when my wife come to me when she have an issue and I have time to correct the problem, instead of her, this alleviates a lot, man. The way that we speak to one another in good time and in bad time. So, like I tell you, we be going out, sometimes single people that's about to get married. We go out with people that's already married. And we just be observing their relationship. We still in general conversation with the people, but we observing how you pour into one another, how you serve one another. Are you bossing this person around? Is there an unfair balance in a relationship? I be looking at all that stuff. I be looking at all of that. I'm like, oh, well, I ain't gonna say nothing. It ain't my marriage. But when they ask, like, that right there, you might not think it's anything right now in good times. But boy, when them bad times come, that's gonna be exposed like one of them big pimples that you've been hiding with the makeup. You're like, okay. And then one day it rained real hard before you go into a meeting and everybody see that pimple. Before you get in, it's just like that. Because in bad time, like let's just say times of money are good. What's going on? What's going on? Okay. So anyways, when you go into a relationship, man, the things that y'all say to one another, me and my wife ain't had an argument. And I ain't to say that we're not gonna have an argument in the future, but as long as we're honest with one another in the beginning about how we feel or the way somebody might have expressed something, this alleviates a lot of tension. Alleviates a lot of tension. So what I'm trying to tell you is the tongue, very important in a marriage. I see a lot of people not practicing how they speak to one another, especially on the internet. When men see women posting certain things, they be like, oh, she might be pretty, but she wouldn't be somebody that I would marry. They be saying stuff like that. And then women be listening to men online. They be looking at y'all posts and they be seeing, okay. That women be seeing how men respond to matters of women. They be looking for that like, let me see what he said about this. Let me see what about this. Be looking at that, matters of the heart. Because women are more concerned about matters of the heart. The man has to work for the works. Like be pretty and they get, like I tell my wife, man, you extremely pretty, man. You don't have to go through none of the stuff that I be having to go through as a man. Like, man, and then it was proven, man. Like I'm telling you, I be proving it. When I speak these words, sometimes it be happening. So we walk to a building and I let her walk, not a little bit ahead, but just, right in front. And men start moving chairs out. Excuse me. And they start moving chairs out the way. And I said, that's a privilege that men don't even have. Don't nobody be on us like when we kids, so we get the discernment to say, okay, okay, ladies, get out of here. I'm not concerned. I'm somebody that's really for me. We don't get to bat away women. We don't get to do that as men. So learning my wife something about men, because she's raising boys that are going to be men. And how they think is very important, because they go into the world, and if they have the thought process like the woman, well, this thing here don't work. If they have the thought process like, well, somebody got to take care of me. Somebody got to take care of these kids. If men had that thought process, we'd be off balance. But we see people getting into marriage, and it be that way. So in marriage, the things that you say to people, especially in good times, like, and I'm talking about good times, I'm not talking about money-wise, I'm talking about y'all are in tune, y'all are lockstep and key. Those are good times for me. When I'm expressing somebody saying, man, we had a good time, that's what it is for me. It don't have nothing to do with no money. It has more to do about the feeling. Like when you have that feeling, man, when you still lockstep and key, that's when the times are good. Because when it's bad, and I be hearing marriages where some people don't talk for months. You stay in the same house, you sleep in the same bed, and y'all don't even talk. That's tyranny, man. That's tyranny. That's like having an op that sleep right next to you. Like somebody not thinking about your best interest, sleeping right next to you. It was a movie back in the game called Sleeping with the Enemy. That's what happens when you, sorry, some clickety-clacking out here. Y'all better come on with it. But yeah, sleeping with the enemy. Some of y'all really, in real life, done married the enemy. Done married the op. This person go to sleep and dream about killing, stealing, and destroying you. At every waking day, they go to sleep like, woo, how can I destroy her today? How can I destroy him today? It's sleeping with the enemy. And some people be married and sleeping with the enemy. And you can see it. You can see it in some of these marriages. Like, ooh. Like, if we're supposed to hang with a couple, we'll end up getting around a couple. And this is what good energy will do. If it's a couple that's on the way out, or they got some weird shit going on in marriage, it never work out for us to meet. And I don't be questioning nothing. I just go along with it. I was like, okay, take note, move along. But yeah, but again, all of this stuff in marriage is important, man. People don't be paying attention. When you get married, man, people be expecting you to know stuff about caring, sharing, commitment. You're supposed to have learned this already. You're supposed to have had this skill. When you get married, people don't be like letting you off the hook all the time. You be like, oh, well, you know how you let your mama down, she let you off the hook. When somebody's sleeping right next to you, it's only so long they're gonna let you off the hook. They're gonna confront you about you. They're gonna say that the you that you present wasn't a part of the original plan. I'm talking about real marriage stuff. I'm not gonna get a lot of views. I don't care for views. I give people advice to get married. So if you want to be married, you gotta play by a different set of rules. The rules of the single people don't necessarily apply to you. What I've been seeing a lot is, I've been seeing a lot of polygamy couples. I say, if that's your thing, do your thing. But for me, when you let somebody into your marriage, let somebody into that 1-2, that 1-2 that become one, it start becoming everything. And then you be the relationship or anything. You be the marriage or anything. Like, if somebody convince you that another party can be, okay. What if they like having sex with the other party more than they like having sex with you? Then it's gonna be a little imbalance. And then when times are good, we don't know how we treat one another. And then imagine you're not good at managing one other person, but now you gotta manage all these other women personalities. Man, it's too much. So for me, in marriage, I really stay pure, man. Like, I went through sex addiction. I know what it is out there. Boy, you have been deceived. You have been deceived. But when you find out how much you've been deceived, some of y'all gonna throw up. Some of y'all gonna find out that at the end of the movie, you was Ace Ventura. And you was out here having sex with Ray Finkel, and you thought it was a woman, but it wasn't. You gonna find that out with sex addiction out there in them streets. You don't be knowing who the hell you having sex with. Especially in these days. It's whole dudes out there that transition and said, well, we don't have to tell you because, we feel that we want you to. Man, y'all better get out the game. You better get out the game. Better stop playing. So what I'm saying is, your word, the way that you speak to one another. Man, in the Bible, it speaks about the tongue. The tongue. They say the tongue's a one-tongue killer. I was like, one tongue? Like, kill without impunity. Kill anybody. So the things that you say to your partner are really, really important. The words that come out of your mouth. Because I'm going to tell you something. This is another thing I learned about marriage. It's a little small nugget, men. If that woman ain't happy, ain't nobody in the house for to be happy, because the woman is in charge of everything that's in her. And the man is in charge of everything that's outer. So she's in charge of the house. So if she not happy, the children not gonna be happy. You not gonna be happy. Ain't nobody that come in that house gonna be happy if she don't have no general peace inside her body. Or if she ain't happy, if she don't feel like the bill's gonna be paid next week, she not gonna be happy. and it's gonna drag the whole house down. I learned that about marriage. My wife ain't happy, the house ain't gonna be happy. It's like the house take a hit. Because like some women, they start doing less for the house. And it slowly dissipates the energy of the home. Home die. And so when the man be coming home, the man don't be feeling no love in the house because the love been taken away and put into other things outside. That's a big nugget. People be getting into marriage and they be just thinking it's love and blah, blah, blah. Man, when all that wedding stuff wear off and you gotta like really love people without praise, like, you know, people that got used to praise, they clap for anything. They be like, ooh, somebody bought a toaster, and they start clapping. So y'all praise for anything. So it's like any little minute, man, people been praising all types of foolishness. But in marriage, you gotta play by the rules, and nobody tells you that. Because people been doing marriage very reckless behind the scenes. And so when you see marriage on the surface, you be like, so-and-so didn't work out, I know marriage ain't for me. No, it's because so-and-so and they marriage done some weird shit and it didn't work out for them. But you don't know that. All you know is they broke up. No, it'll be a bunch of weird stuff going on in these marriages. A bunch of stuff that got introduced, and then once something is introduced, it's hard to scale it back. Like once you bring another woman into your home, it's hard to take that from that man. You be like, well, you did it that one time. You open up the floodgates. Oh man, I love having sex with other women, with you. And you introduce it to your marriage, to the two becoming one. Now the two become anything because you didn't introduce anything into your marriage. When you introduce another man and you sitting in the corner jacking off, that man, when he start having sex with your wife better than you, she gonna say, okay, we need this. Now you're gonna be like, okay, we gotta scale it back now. I want that old school love back. You be like, no. That man gave me something that you could never do. I want that now. That's what you be looking at when people be introducing stuff into their marriages, bro. And so me just looking at how marriages failed before I got married, like people just look at the statistics. The statistics can look intimidating if you don't look at what's happening. It's a bunch of tomfoolery going on in marriages. People are showing you a bad representation of marriage. People are giving you a real childish identity of marriage. It's just a child love. When a child grow up, and then some people still be 1 year old, and the marriage requires you to be 16. The marriage requires you to be a goddamn teenager, and you still a toddler running around the grocery store. That's how marriage be. Marriage requires, like, okay, I got married on February 19, 2019. That was my wedding day. That was the day we became one. That was the day we became a baby. That's the day we came out the womb. We was born. That was the day. Now, we 5 years old. We still, we running around now. We think we know a couple things. I climb on stuff. That's how I treat my marriage. Like, we've been married 5.5 years. When I look at children that are 5.5 years old, I say, okay, we right there. I don't put myself ahead like some people do. They be like, okay, I know we've been through a lot, so it's like we've been married 20 years. No. People been married 20 years. Boy, they done seen a lot. Some of these marriages that have been projected upon you have been false. It's been a false identity of marriage. And then the kids grow up and the kids been visual and they've been seeing what's happening. And the kids been telling the stories of how their parents didn't really get along. They was married but didn't get along. Just kind of stayed for the kids. And in their time, we just didn't know if that's how they was raised, man. But the thing is, it might have affected the way that child looked at marriage, but that's not the way it is. If you fix these things about yourself and then you go into marriage with a pure heart, with pure intentions, and you find the person for you, I'm telling you it's gonna work out. If you put the work into the marriage, if you learn how to serve in your marriage, like sometimes, you know, in this pregnancy, man, my wife ain't been able to get out of bed. I gotta hold it down. Because if I don't hold it down, the house go down. Because people need order and people need direction. If my wife is the only person that know how to give order and direction in the house gonna fall. About marriage, it's about service just as much as it is about love. Love is service. If people don't tell you that about marriage, man, I serve in my marriage. And hell, I'm a stepfather. Boy, I'm talking about stepfathers. You like an offensive tackle in football. Quarterback scoring all these touchdowns, wide receivers getting all the praise, everybody dancing. But nobody's talking about these offensive tackles that have been protecting the running back, they've been protecting the quarterback, they've been protecting everybody. Nobody talk about them. That's who I am as a stepfather. These kids don't even understand my value. So my thing is, I have to look past them. They're childish minded. So I got to keep thinking like an adult, even in the midst of their childishness. When they do childish things, and I be like, okay, I got to go point it to my wife like, hey, man, y'all being manipulative. Because they got to work it. They had to work it to be in my children. Like, they had to work it to be in. I don't just be giving nobody no roles. Yeah, I know we married, but they might not choose me. I'm still going to love on them, but they might not choose me. You can't just be lock and stock for people that ain't gonna never choose you. It's gonna be hating on you, no. Man, I came in, man, I worked with them kids, man. It was a give and take. Give and take, give and take. Like, I don't let them treat me like they was treating their mama before I got there. No way. These are things you learn. It's like a man has to come in and submit some type of discipline for the house. Like me, I came from a clean house. Like, I used to keep my house clean. I had nice pictures on the wall. I had all types of nice stuff. Like, women walk in like, woo, your house is nice. So when I come in, I have to insert my type of discipline. Like, they cleaned, but they didn't clean to my standards. So then you have to come in and teach people a brand new standard on life. And it's uncomfortable. They're going to hate you in the beginning because you're making them do something that they don't want to do. Children don't want nothing new. They don't want to change. I come in with a different type of energy. My energy is change. You going to change or what? It ain't no or else. You going to change, and that's going to be the game. Like, when I become older, as I became an older man, I start looking back on my mama forcing me to clean. My mama used to beat on me to force me to clean. Like, beat me into submission, to force me to clean myself and clean my home and clean my environment. My mom used to beat on me. And then I'm a grown man. And I witnessed kids that could not first wipe their damn booties because their booties were still stinky. And then there was people that couldn't clean up. And I went back and I looked back and I thought back on my mom. I say, man, I was ignoring them skills, but if I did not have them skills today, I'd be out here stanky with a dirty house. Because didn't nobody teach me that this was important. So even in your marriage, man, you teaching everybody. Like, I'm teaching my wife about how men think. She never had to consider what men thought. And I can break it down to you. When I tell men in your marriage, if you want to convey a message a lot better, be doing everything she's talking about. To convey a message? Ooh, you want to convey the message of the century? Be doing everything that she complain about. Go do it all. Then come back with your grief. Well, hold on. I'm doing everything you said. So I shouldn't hear no more complaints about that. Let's talk about this. I got this issue. Like, when I have an issue, my wife know I ain't cheating on her. She know I talk crazy to her. She know when I got a grievance, she got to either consider it, but she can't clap back on it. Because she's like, damn, this dude is really, he love on my kids. He love on me. Like, he took a big financial burden off my goddamn hands. I mean, he got a grievance. And my wife considered me in the marriage. Boy, I be hearing about marriage is what a man can't say nothing to his wife. What? You talking to me? Queen? You made me a queen. I'm the queen of everything. I'm even the queen of not listening. And then the man get up and go have sex with somebody that gonna listen. They get mad. And they be like, I did everything. Nope, that told you. He had a grievance with you. Man, I was talking to a young couple the other day. I said, man, why y'all don't know how to cook? They was like, the woman was like, oh, I can cook a little bit. I was like, you need to learn how to cook a lot. And then I looked at the young man. I said, you need to learn how to cook too. Everybody got in the home. If she go down, motherfucker, you have to have the will and the know-how to this as well. You can't put this on another person. It get expensive putting this on another person. You have to learn how to do these basic skills before you get married. It's grown-ass people, not even just women. It's grown-ass men and women that do not know how to cook for themselves. You cannot cook. That's a basic skill. People talk about cooking like it's so hard and stressful, but you will sit down scrolling on a phone for hours. Hey man, put your time and investment. Put your time and investment into growing your personal stock, your personal arsenal, your personal armor of God. You're going to have it for marriage. You go into marriage foolish is not going to work. If you go in thinking that you can still walk in with your single man and still cheat on your wife all willy-nilly, and then she has sex with your best friend because your best friend was never honorable to you, guess what? That's the game. We see this in marriage all the time. People get in marriage, they cheat in marriage. And then they have to deal with consequences of marriage. Nobody's willing to pay the cost. Like I remember, man, one of my white friends got cheated on. The man, after like 2 months, was like, damn, man, why she still tripping on about that? And the thing to him is, it don't hurt him. It hurt the person you just found your betrayal. Your betrayal been happening. When she found out about your betrayal, I call it old new news. It's old new news. It might be old to you, but it's brand new news to me. And when you learning about a betrayal, man, when you done got cheated on, like when I learned this from people that got cheated on, they thought about every scenario. Man, was this person in my house? Was this? They put everything together. Man, this person, man. And the person that had done the betraying, when it's figured out, they want the person to forget about it. Man, goddamn, man, this hurt my feelings, man. Talk about this. I'm the one that got betrayed. Like for men that cheat on their wives, right? What if you went to your bank account one day and all your money was gone? Would you feel betrayed? And what if it was your wife? Would you feel double betrayed? But why? Why? Betrayal is betrayal to me. And we look at this in marriage and we be seeing this stuff. I know I'm going super long and super winded on this, but people be childish about marriage. Sitting there super childish about marriage. And I'm sitting there telling them the same stuff. Hey man, gotta play by the rules in the marriage. They be like, no, I don't want to play by the rules. And then divorce be right on the horizon. Or a double deceit where the person find out that you cheat and they just start plotting on you. And now the person that you sleeping next to is hating on you. You be like, man, you outside like, man, these niggas be hating on me. And then the whole time it's your wife, your husband, sitting right there like, yeah, I'm hating on you. I hate you. But I need to get myself together first before I can move on. And I must destroy you. Hey man, betrayal is a game in marriage. When you betray somebody, when you betray that trust, you can't dictate when you get this trust back in marriage. I'm teaching y'all, man, these concepts, man, they might seem so basic. But go look outside. Go look at those divorce rates. Them divorce rates ain't gonna lie to you. People getting divorced because people cannot trust. There is no honor in marriage. People get married with single identities. And we look outside and we wonder why marriage is unsuccessful. and we look at the institution. The institution ain't bad. It's the people that jumped into the institution and said they was rocking with the institution with their mouth, but in their hearts, they were never with the institution of marriage. They were only professing it with their mouth and their words. So, man, I'm out, man. I didn't gave too much game today, man. I'm going to move on to something else because I see this is not a popular topic for most. But I don't give people kid advice. Marriage is tough and marriage is hard. And it asks you to have a certain amount of grace, patience, mercy. It's going to ask you to have all these things. And you don't know what type of grace, mercy, or patience you're going to have. But you're going to have to work on these skills while you single. While you single, you have to work on your lust. You can't go into no marriage with no lustful spirit. That's that old pelvic popping spirit. Oh, you're going to hump your way into a great marriage. It's not going to work. Got to get that lust out your heart. That way you won't even be looking at other women. Like my wife, when she look at, man, when other men be trying to talk to my wife, she be looking at them dudes like matrix numbers, like you zeros and ones. Get up out of here. When somebody trying to come on, I'd be like, come on, Jezebel, get out of here. I got no D for you. Like I know this in my heart. I'm married in my heart. And when you profess stuff like this with your mouth, man, the devil come test you. Boy, I had women send me naked pictures, send me pictures of, I'm talking about they done put the camera right up to their thing, like. And I looked at that and sent them pictures, sent the whole text thread right to my wife. Go ahead and deal with them real quick. If she expose you, that's the game. If she expose you to them folks that don't know you, that's the game. But I'm gonna let her deal with you. I don't play the game like that, man. You gotta play this game of marriage by the rules. If you don't play by the rules, then your marriage become unruly. Nobody ruling your marriage. It ain't got no rule or a dictator. So peace out, man. Take this stuff to your heart, man. Don't take it personal. Take it into your heart. You don't have to learn it either way. I don't give a damn if you get mad. You don't have to learn it either way. Or your marriage you can learn it, or you can get mad about it. Like I tell my wife, I said, what if I tell you a slap is coming, but the slap ain't coming for 1 year? And you be like, no, it's not. And then in 1 year, that slap come. Don't get mad at me. I told you the slap was coming. I told you a big old slap is coming to America. And you're going to have a good personality and a good inner heart to make it through this one. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you the slap of the century. I'm telling you, like how them people games when they be slapping people in the face, a slap is coming to America. Now, if I told you that, and I said, go fix the inner things about your heart, so you are better prepared to deal with what's about to happen. You can say, no, that's not the truth. That man lying, stupid, still stupid. You can say that, but when the slap happens, you still gonna have to deal with it. So I don't give a damn if you think that I'm goofy. I don't give a damn. You like, he ain't cut his hair today. How am I gonna listen to him? Go ahead and say whatever you're gonna say. But when that slap come, I'm guaranteeing you, some of y'all gonna go to these old videos and be like, that's a hell of a slap. He did say a slap was coming. But anyways, let me get on about y'all here, man. We go deal with my wife. We go deal with my baby today. We about to cook, man. We made Zupa the other day, man. I'm gonna have to post these videos with stuff me and the wife be cooking. We put it together. But anyways, let y'all have y'all day, man. Peace out.